Okay, got it.
Okay. All right.
So we are recording. Okay, so anyways, back to this. I want to give you guys just a little bit of backstory of who I am so you can understand where some of my training is coming from, my love, my advice, whatever you want to call it, okay? So you just don't think that I'm just somebody who's out here just spewing this. I've been a hairstylist for 25 years in the Wisconsin area. I have been the employee, I have been the employer, I have been the person who housed the renters, and I have been a single chair operator. So I have done it all. I have had everything from, you know, not big, but, you know, a decent size on down to having it out of my house. In July, end of June, I retired and I closed the doors to my business after 25 years of being in the industry. Now I still do hair because I want to, not because I have to. I keep up on my licenses, but MonatStylist has given me that gateway, that door to be able to live a completely different life than I was before. I also want to share with you guys, you know, I'm an older mom. So I had my daughter at 38. So while a lot of people are building their salon business, they're also building their family so they know how to work this in and then they can grow. And they usually don't have that big of a clientele when they have their first few kids. It's usually later on in life. Well, I built a lot of my clientele off of other people's maternity leaves. So when I had my daughter, even though my salon was in the house, after my C-section, I was home for 4 days and I went back to work because I'd be damned at 38 years old and doing this for so long, I was going to lose a single client. And that was my thought process. That's my mentality. You guys, I understand right now is so difficult. And in fact, and I'm going to try not to cry because I have cried for you guys. I have cried for, I mean, even the people who I still do. I've cried over that. I know the pain. I know the fear you guys are going through. And like Tony had mentioned, you know, sometimes in a crisis situation, we get scared and fear takes over, right? Fear clouds our mind and we think of the worst case scenario and we think of, you know, holy crap, I still have rent to pay. I may have employees to take care of. I still have to pay a mortgage. I still have to put food on the table. I still have car and insurance. That stuff doesn't go away. And I get that because I was the person when my doors were closed, I made zero money. Clients would no show. I got to the point I had a gal, you guys, that would cancel on me all the time and reschedule. I finally said, can you do me a favor? Every time you do this, can you take $100 and flush it down the toilet? Because that's what that is to me. Nobody would take $100 and flush it down the toilet. So I get when your chairs are empty and your doors are closed, you're scared beyond belief. And I understand that because I was the anxiety ridden. My husband wanted to go on vacation. I was a mess about 4 days into vacation and then I could finally chill out, okay? So I get it. And this is why I'm coming to you right now because you guys, most of you are MonatStylist hairstylists and you're either using the products, you're slightly sharing the products, you're dabbling in it, whatever. And I know that a lot of people say, I don't have time. I'm running a business. I'm taking care of stuff in my house. I've got kids, blah, blah, blah. I get that because, yeah, I run a horse farm. I ran a business. We ended up moving. I had a newborn. And then we moved to this giant property that is super high maintenance. I really don't have the time. But I told myself when I decided to do this business, I was going to put my head down and I promised myself I was going to stay committed. Even if it's 15 minutes a day, I was going to do what it took to get to where I need to be. And I'm definitely not where I need to be, but I am consistent. And Tony will tell you if there's anything, I am consistent. I'm consistent in my numbers. I show up to events. I am constantly posting on social media. I am always reaching out. I don't stop. Now, I'm not in the $1 Million Club yet, and I'm not an SED yet, but I'm on my way. But the reason I've been able to maintain my business is because I have been consistent and I haven't stopped. So I want you guys to take a really good look right now of how you've run your Monat business up until now, okay? And be honest, this is a no judgment zone. How many of you guys really have been consistent with it? No, right? Yeah, and yeah, I know you have, but just think if you did what you did when you first started in the business, where you would be today if you didn't take those breaks in your business, okay? I think a lot of people try to treat Monat completely different, and it's no different than your own salon business, you guys, okay? You have to stay consistent in your salon business. If you decide to take days off here, or, you know, be aloof with your scheduling and always be gone and not accessible, you're gonna lose clientele, right? You're not gonna have people filling your chair. So you have to be just as consistent. And I'm not saying you have to work this all day long, but right now, y'all, you ain't got nothing but all day long to be working this, okay? So, and I'm not trying to be, and I kind of kill uncomfortableness with humor. So if you think I'm being a jerk, raise your hand. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is an uncomfortable situation. Thanks, Dawn, poop on you. But I honestly, I get it. So I'm coming to you guys. It's kind of like that mom that has been a child and is raising their kids, and it's that tough love because they believe in their child. They know their kid can do it. I know you guys can do this, okay? So your doors are closed. Salon supply houses are closed, right? You can't go get product and turn around and sell it. And if you're gonna sell it, you gotta mark it up, you gotta pay your taxes on it, you gotta go to the post office and ship it, and you don't have time for that. And nobody wants to be out of their house, okay? You have a platform right now that you can sit where you're at and work your business, okay? So before I continue, I wanna ask you guys, are you committed? Are you committed to doing this business? And are you gonna put in the work? Because all of this information that I'm gonna give you is not gonna do any good if you're not gonna apply it consistently on a daily basis, okay? You have to be committed. And it's not just being committed to your business, it's being committed to yourself, you guys. Because so many of you could be sitting during this time, yes, frustrated and scared, but a little bit more at ease if you were consistent in your business and you kept doing it, okay? And you have to be able to reach out, you have to be able to engage. So if you're willing to be committed, then we can move on, and this is gonna be great. So I do have a ton of notes because now that I'm knowing that I opened, Tony opened this up for me for more people. I do have a ton of notes that I did take. So you guys, I know I'm a go-getter. I know I'm a firecracker, but I'm not asking a single one of you to be like me. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be like you. I want you to connect with people for, you know, who you are and to put it out there. But regardless of your circumstances, there are so many people out there who have, each of you have different circumstances. And I know a number of you on here. We have single moms that are business owners, that are salon owners, that have no help. We have people who are close to retirement. We have people who are brand new in this business. We have people who are single, who are just trying to grow their business. Whatever your circumstances are, every single one of you can do this, because first off, y'all have the knowledge of hair, right? So you want to know what fired me up is watching this chick up here in the middle start bringing in a ton of money a month, and she's never touched a head of hair a day in her life. And I thought to myself, well, Jesus, look at all these people. They know nothing about hair, and they're selling shampoo. So you guys have that going for you, okay? The other thing is you guys have gotten too comfortable. And I say you guys, and when I say that, I mean me. So when I say you, I'm just gonna start saying we. We have gotten too comfortable in the salon situation, okay? We've gotten comfortable being in control of our schedule, our time, our money, our business. We can make as much as we want for how much we work. We're in complete control, but guess what? You're in complete control with this too. It might be just a little bit different, but you are in control. So you've gotten comfortable having no shows in your salon. You've gotten comfortable taking a day off. You've gotten comfortable when things have gone awry, complaining about it. Because I was that person that was like, gosh darn it, this person no-showed me. Gosh darn it, it's a slow week. Gosh darn it, I can't take time off. And then I was comfortable with complaining about not having the income coming in, or the months that were tight, or the feast or famine during the holidays, right? You guys have gotten so comfortable with that. And right now you're really uncomfortable because your doors are closed. Am I correct? Right? Let's see that nod. Yeah. And you're scared. Excuse me, I know this is recorded and it's probably going to go viral, but you're scared shitless because I'm scared for you. Okay. And I would be scared. I laid the scenario out to my husband. Oh my gosh, what if? And he was like, I know. He says, I keep thinking the same thing. So you're uncomfortable right now, but from this second forward, what you're about to do with Monat, and as uncomfortable as it can be for you to promote your business or to step outside of your box, nothing that you do from this second forward is going to be any more uncomfortable than the situation that you're at right now with your doors closed, okay? So I want you guys to close your eyes for a second. And this is gonna hit home, and if you get emotional, I'm okay with it. And you close your eyes. Right now, you're sitting at home, rent is due, mortgage is due, whatever you have set aside in your savings is probably enough to get you through the next couple of weeks, maybe month, because we're the service industry. There's not always that set aside. This ban lifts. You guys are going to go back to the salon. You're going to work 10, 12, 15-hour days to make up for the financial loss, to take care of your customers, right? Now, how does your body feel? Now, how do you mentally feel? Do you feel exhausted just thinking about it? Do you feel overwhelmed just thinking about it? Because that's what's going to happen, okay? And I don't want to paint an ugly picture. This call is to actually paint the truth of what's going to happen. You're going to hit the ground running, and you're going to do it for months and months and months. And let's say this goes on for a month or 2 months. You're going to be busy through the summer. You're probably going to be missing out on some fun summer stuff because you're so busy playing catch up. Then you're going to maybe have a little break if you're lucky. Then you're going to hit the holiday season, you guys. And that's a feast or famine as well, okay? So can you sense the overwhelming feeling that you're getting, okay? That's the reality of this business. It is a feast or famine. Everything that you do today from this second forward with Monat will not be any more uncomfortable than what you're going through. Everything that you do from this second forward is you're not going to see instant gratification, as you guys know, but every seed that you plant, every seed that you cultivate, every seed that you water and love and build, that's going to come to fruition and grow in 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. So when you're standing behind that chair and you're working all those hours, you're going to get those VIP notifications. You're going to get those market partner notifications. And I know right now people are a little bit in a panic because this is all new, and they might not want to buy product right now because their finances might be tight. But that doesn't mean you should stop sharing it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't stop reaching out to people, okay? Because eventually they're going to need it. And if they see you working this business and being consistent during a time of crisis, they're going to take you more seriously when this starts to soften and it starts to lighten up, and they're going to do business with you. When these people who don't have a job right now are too scared to invest, when this all lifts and they go back to their job, they're going to be thinking, I should have had a plan B. This could happen again. They're going to jump on board with you. But so you guys need to take this time and build those relationships with people. And I'm going to share with you just a little bit about how to do that. Hold on a second. Because I do have so many notes in here.
Hey, Jen, while you're looking, I don't want to hijack your call.
No.
Just from, and again, from my perspective looking in, I'm that person that's not a stylist, but right now what you could be doing is reaching out to all your clients, because you know what? They probably, more than probably 30 or 40% of them have had the rug pulled out from under them. So why not take this opportunity to check in and you know, see if they, I mean, if they are looking for something. Yeah. Because they are, and especially even people that are having income coming in. What if this happens again? Because you guys, this is our new normal. So I'm sorry, I just felt so compelled to share that.
No, you're absolutely correct. And that's definitely something that I'm going to touch base on. So I know that social selling can be a little bit uncomfortable for you guys, all right, and is a little bit different and not the norm as how we're taught and we're programmed, because we're all programmed pretty much the same way in beauty school and cosmetology school, right? But you guys, for those of you who are older stylists, how many of you started out highlighting, pulling through a cap, right? We all did. Oh yeah, see, we're all dating ourselves. But then all of a sudden there's this thing called foiling that came along. And then there's this thing called balayage and ombre, right? And when we started those, we kind of fumbled a little and probably had some bleed marks and some spots, right? But the more we did it, the more comfortable we got and the more fluid we got. And look at, we phased out of pulling through a cap, and now all of a sudden we're doing all this fancy hand painting stuff, right? The evolution of hair changes. The evolution of selling changes. And right now, you guys, we are taught as artists to think outside of the box, to be creative. And right now you have got to get creative, okay? So, you know, just remember those things. This business is no different than anything that you have already done all of these years standing behind the chair. So here's what we're gonna do. Let me just double check here. I know I have all of these notes and everything's in order, but first and foremost, you guys should have contacts on all of your customers, correct? Right? Okay. Right now on social media, I'm starting to see a lot of people kind of take a break from social media because of all the negativity, and they're tired of seeing everything about the coronavirus, all right? So you still need to post on social media every day, but I don't want you to barf Monat all over the place, okay? Make sure you do the 80-20 rule. Okay, I want you to go through and I want you to reach out to every single one of your customers. Okay, are you taking notes? Reach out to them. Best way, now what I have done, now I'm talking about your salon customers, whether they use Monat or not. I have MailChimp, and I send that was just a great way for me to import all of my Monat contacts and send it out. But because these are people and you touch them physically when they're in your chair and there's that relationship, and I want to say intimate in a non-obviously weird way, but it is an intimate relationship between you and your clients. I want you guys to pick up the phone or send them a text message. Better yet, send them a voice message. I want you to thank them, tell them your fear, because you need to be real, that you're scared during this time and it's very uncomfortable. And you appreciate their support. They're very valuable and you cherish them. As soon as you possibly can, you're going to get on the phone and get them on the books. But until then, you would love their support with your Monat business. Contact me. Let me personally recommend some products for you. I know your hair best. You guys are already using these products in your business. You're already sharing them. You love them, okay? So reach out and customize and touch base and ask those customers of yours to support you. There is nothing wrong, and I have had to learn this. This has been the hardest lesson in my life. I have had to ask for help, and it's okay to ask for help. Because I had somebody tell me, you need to ask for help. And I was like, well, you need to ask for help too. Her name might be Tony, but you know how that goes. Yeah. But it's true. It's really hard because we are independent. We are strong. We are business owners. We are fierce, right? You guys, don't let this fear take that part of you away. You're artists. You're beautiful. You've got the world by the cojones. Don't you forget that. But it's okay to ask for help, especially in a time like this. And if they don't or they can't do business right now by purchasing products, that's okay. Take in their fear and say, I get that. If you know of anyone, I'm just asking for a referral, because right now I have to start working on my plan B. Okay, there's nothing wrong with asking for help, you guys. And I know it's so hard, but if this girl can do it, y'all can do it. I promise. I totally promise. Hold on. So that's going to be one thing. I want you to go through all of your Monat customers and I want you to thank them. I sent out, I had a great response. I thanked every single one of my customers. I said, I didn't even talk about Monat. I said, I want you to know if you need anything, first and foremost, I'm your friend. Secondly, I'm your shampoo skincare girl or guy. And I reached out to them and I said, you know, it's scary times. I get it. Sometimes you just want someone just to talk to and to laugh with, and I'm that person for you. Because all of a sudden they're like, wow, this person cares about me and isn't worried about me buying shampoo. It's about building that trust with people. You guys, listen, we stand behind the chair. People trust us with their hair. They trust us to dump on us and ask us for advice on how to raise their kids, when to dump their husband, and you know what kind of hors d'oeuvre to make for their party tonight. You know, they trust you because you care, and it's built in here. So this platform is already basically a beautiful package for us as stylists. So use it, open it up and give it away, okay? So so we talked about emailing all of your customers. We talked about our clients, emailing, or your guests, however you call it, emailing and reaching out. And you guys, if they're on Facebook, what's really great is you can leave those quick little voice messages, or you can do a cute little video like, hey, Sally, I just wanted to let you know I really appreciate, you know, you being a valuable customer, but I just wanted to reach an ear out since I can't reach a hand out. If you just want to talk during this time, because it can be really challenging, I just want you to know that I'm your friend. I'm here. And let them hear your voice, okay? And we're all in this together. You know, spread that love and light, okay? However you got to word it, but put yourself out there for them, and then they'll be there for you down the road, I promise. Okay, so you guys, we've got all this time. So how many of you guys say, well, I want to work my Monat business, but I can't because I don't have time? Well, you got time now. So here's the time that you guys get creative. You guys love to do hair and have your hands in hair, right? So start doing your tutorials with your products that you have at home, okay? Grab, you know, if you have somebody living in your house, use them as your model. And start making a nice, beautiful collection of all of the tutorials of different products, how you use them, what you use them for, and archive those. And then once or twice a week, just put them out there on social media, okay? Share that on your social media platforms. Create your content. Maybe it's a selfie with, like, you know, I know Dawn cut her hair short. So Dawn, take a picture of, like, what, I don't know, say the taffy, you and the taffy with your hair all jacked up and looking saucy. You know, I mean, something fun like that. Put yourself out there with your favorite product. I have challenges for my team. And right now I've called it the Monat Quarantine 2020. And we have daily challenges. Not challenges, they're income producing activities. But at the end of the week, everybody gets to, at the end of the week, everybody gets a prize, or they get their name in a drawing for a prize. So if you are on somebody else's team, get engaged. You know, just because your mentor doesn't do hair doesn't mean that they don't want you to succeed. So get engaged. If they have Zoom calls, get on them if you can, because it's just one thing. It gets you fired up and gets you back in the game and gets your mental being. You know, when they tell you, when you go to events, you show up, you go up, same thing. When you show up to these things, it gets you fired up, it gets you engaged. Plus it brings you closer to your teammates and it brings you closer to your family, your Monat family. So show up to those. Like get your flat lays down. If you don't know how to do flat lays, we can discuss that at another time, but get your product pictures down. Get your content for social media down. And don't post it all in one day or all of it in 1 week, but trickle it through, you know, your social media. Show that you're still engaged. Show that you're still running a business while you're laid off. Let's see, what else do we have? Do your wellness checks. So if you have market partners, check in on them. If you have customers, after you've sent them messages and asking them to support you, check in on them as your follow-up as a wellness check. So you sent a message to your salon client, Sally, you know, help me out, blah, 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 whatever it may be. Then follow up a week later and just say, I just want to know how you're doing. How are you holding up? I sat in bed last night. I think I messaged, you know, 50 people, friends, people that I still do their hair, extended family members, girlfriends. How are you? I didn't talk about Monat, but they asked me, how are you doing? I'm like, good. My heart's hurting for a lot of people. I've been busy working my business, but I just needed to take time out and check in on you. People love it because you guys, we're sincere people. We genuinely care about people. We are bred to help people look and feel good. And when you just ask how they're doing, you know what it's like when somebody asks you how you're doing. It makes you feel good. You're like, thanks for asking. Do the same in return. Create online events. So I did something this week with Tony, and we are doing a quarantine spirit week. That's why I have my Motley Crue t-shirt on. Today is your favorite band and favorite artist day, you know, and we're doing prizes. You know, you can't entice people to join your business, and we're not. We're just having fun. We might be giving away gift certificates. We might be giving away, you know, a facial scrub, you know, whatever, favorite sunglasses, it doesn't matter. But create something fun on social media. So it just doesn't look like you're the Monat spammer, okay, or you're desperate for business. Get people engaged and show that you care. Picking up the phone. So important, you guys, that voice. You know, I can sit and have text message wars with people back and forth. And when I mean wars, I don't mean negative. But here's the deal, you guys. You got to get on the phone. I like to hear people's voices. I can't decipher what's going on through a text message. So get on the phone. And when people want to talk to you, talk, because there's a reason for it. It not only makes you feel good, it makes the other person on the other line feel good. So reach out by phone, reach out to your upline, and ask for help. So let's talk about, let me just make sure I kind of did all of those. You guys, so this really isn't any different. Yeah, Tony, were you? Oh, wait, she's waving her hand. I thought she was raising her hand to speak. She'll just butt in. You guys, so this isn't any different than what you already know, right? Like, you guys know to do this, but I think it's a matter of showing up and being consistent every day. You don't have to work this all day long. But right now, if you don't have much to do, you really have no choice but to work this as much as you can. Now, let's talk about when you guys get back to work behind the chair. Don't stop doing what you're doing. So right now, you might be doing it at a little bit more of a grandiose scale, but you can go ahead and scale back once you are back behind the chair, but don't stop. And when I say scale back, I don't mean showing up once a week to your business. I mean showing up every single day to your Monat business, okay? Doing your posts, doing your content. That's why I'm like, create all of your content now while you have the downtime. So when you do go back to the chair, you're like, oh, I can pull this one out. I might have posted it 6 weeks ago, but let's throw this back up there. Get your work done now. So then you can just bloop, 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 sweep it down the line when you're working behind the chair. And the follow-up, you guys, there are so many people who are like, well, I live in a small town. I don't know a lot of people. You do, and you do have time. Every single one of you has time, even on your busiest day. You just have to find it and schedule it in. Okay, so sometimes you might have to temporarily sacrifice, and this is going to be really hard for you hairstylists to understand, because I didn't get this at first. I was like, oh, I can't do this because I have a color at this time, and that's money out of my pocket. So I get this, right? But I did do that. I started, there's an online event going on that before we could record, there is an event locally that's going on. I rescheduled my color. I carved out that time for my business. and it will pay off, because that 1 hour of time or that 30 minutes of time that you can pop in on down the road is going to pay you tenfold for what that one color is that you needed to reschedule. I know it's instant gratification because it's money in your pocket right now, but you have to figure out, when you get behind that chair, what are you temporarily willing to give up for long-term residual income coming in? And it's not easy. And I know it's not easy. And if you feel you're like, I can't do this, talk to me, call me up. And I'll be like, you got to. Where do you want to be? Do you want to continue doing what you're doing right now? And it's a beautiful gift. When I decided to give up the salon, I literally have never had anxiety a day in my life. And I would have moments that I couldn't even sip my coffee. I wanted to throw up. I actually think I lost a little hair because I was so stressed out. And then I realized I was born with a gift. Ain't nobody taking that away. And I'm not quitting doing hair. I am just changing my direction. And you guys are born to help people feel and look good. That's what this business is. What you have to offer. So always be sharing, always be putting it out there, and you've got to show up. And it's not about showing up for your business, it's showing up for yourself. So I want you guys to go at the end of this. I'm going to double check all of my notes. I think I did okay. And I try to shoot. I'm like 2 minutes over, and I don't like to go over 30 minutes, but this is a different circumstance. I want you guys to go home, and I want you to really, really think about where you're going to be in a month. And it's going to be scary, okay? I want you guys to kind of scare yourself a little bit if you're not already scared. So go home and think about where you're at in a month. And then I want you to think about what's going to happen when these bans are lifted. Shit is going to hit the fan, and you guys know that. It's going to be like the holiday season times 10. It's going to be hairstylist apocalypse, and everybody's going to be knocking down the door because their nails are all grown out. They got roots. They got their hair looking nasty, and their brows are bushy, and who else knows what the hell needs to be waxed, right? I mean, they're going to be knocking down your door. And that's awesome that you guys are able to accommodate all these people. But you have to remember, there's only so many hours in the day. There's only so much energy that you can give. And physically, you guys, you can't work that many hours without breaking down. Okay? And you are of absolutely no value to your customers and to your friends and to your family if you aren't taken care of either. So you can think you're the best hairstylist in the whole wide world, but if you're lacking in a department, whether it's your mind, body, or spirit, whatever it is, you are of zero value to your customers. You might think you're great, but I will tell you, when I started to make some changes in my business, I started to see, I thought I was a damn good stylist. I'm one heck of a colorist, and I will throw that out there. I'm a great colorist. However, I always knew I had room to grow, because you don't stop growing unless you're dead. And even if you have 1 foot in the grave, you still need to grow, right? So I had 1 foot in the grave, pretty much. I mean, figuratively speaking. And I was burnt out. And I didn't realize I was burnt out until I started making these changes. And when I made these changes, all of a sudden, I became a better stylist. Like, I love being a stylist, but I really love being a stylist now, because I get to still do hair, and I get to still be creative, and I still get to change lives. But look at what I'm doing right now, you guys. You guys drop the egos at the door, and you're here on this meeting. Because we as stylists, we have egos. We do, slightly, because we're independent. We run our own show. We are artists. We do our own thing. Like, we are our own creator, right? None of us can duplicate another person's color, because we are our own artist. And so you guys are here right now because you're scared, you're uncertain, and now it's time for you to work on your plan B, okay? Fall in love with who you are again, fall in love with your job again, and never stress when something like this happens. Because you don't know what tomorrow happens, but what will happen tomorrow. You don't know that. So many of you, some of you don't on this call, but some of you have spouses that are bringing in another income. But I'm telling you right now, while my husband's out delivering UPS, right, he's still considered an essential. I'm working my business like he could get laid off tomorrow. I am busting my ass more, and my schedule hasn't changed, but I'm busting my butt more. Now, what if? I mean, chances are he's probably not, but I don't know. Chances are you probably weren't going to be in a COVID apocalypse, but you are. You didn't plan for this, did you? No, because you're in complete control, standing behind the chair, working your schedule, bringing in the amount of money you want. You didn't plan for this. None of us did. So right now it's time to get to work. Get to work, okay? Break it down, simple little tasks, 15-minute increments so you don't get burned out. And on top of it, you guys, please do me a favor. I want you to work on you. I want each of you to work on you. Because when you do have to get back behind that chair, and when you do have to start changing people's lives in MonMate, you got to be on your game. And you got to work on here. And you have to work on here. So find some personal development things that you can listen to in the background while you're cleaning the house. Okay? You don't have to memorize everything, but as long as it plays, it gets ingrained in your brain. The more you hear things and it sits in your brain, it works and it helps. Maybe read some books at night, 10 minutes at a time. If you're a schedule person, wake up in the morning, have your coffee, do a social media post. Wake up in the morning, have your coffee, contact 5 people. And finally, I know that I have told you guys to contact your hot lists, right? Your warm market, your hot market, your customers and your clients, right? But now I really want you guys to start reaching out on social media or in your phone or whatever, and go back to the basics of building your contact list. That is so important. Go through your social media friends, and those that you haven't been in contact with or you don't see in your news feed, reach out, like, love, comment, be sincere. But that way they're getting into your news feed and they're starting to see some of your posts. Because right now it's the same 100 people that see your stuff. So start branching out, start reaching out, and build those relationships and those trusts. You're not going to see your outcome today, and you're probably not going to see it tomorrow. But if you can stay consistent and you can get in the habit right now of working your business, when you go back behind the chair, it's all going to start to unfold for you, okay? But be consistent now so people take you seriously down the road. All right, you guys, I'm praying for you, and I am here, and I'm opening myself up, not to just my team, but to all of you that are on this call, because we're in this together. We are stronger in numbers. And the only way we can get through anything is if we all lock arms, okay? So if you need help, you need reassurance, you need help finding that time, message me. I am willing to set aside my business for you on this call right here, right now, because I want you to succeed. But I want you to apply the tools that have been given to you. So on that note, don't forget how fearless you are. Don't forget how fabulous you are. And do not let this fear control you, okay? Anybody have any questions? Oh my God, 52 new messages, holy Hannah, oh my gosh. I better look at all of this. Hey, so some of you guys that are on this call, we can do this. Here, let me unmute everybody. Unmute all. So who has some, oh my goodness. Okay, who here is a stylist that has one big fear or big concern? Somebody got something, a question that they want to ask me really quick before we shut this down?
I do.
Yes.
So I just started using these products, and I'm a hairstylist, of course, but as far as recommending them behind the chair, I don't do a whole lot of that just because we sell other products. So I kind of feel I'm defeating the other product that we sell too, and I don't want to keep doing that also.
So you're right now your salon is shut down, correct?
Yes. So yes, right now I'm great by doing everything that you said. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So let me get, are you a stylist with other stylists in the salon, or are you independent? Where are you at?
So I am a stylist with 4 other girls.
Do they use Monat as well?
They do not.
Okay. You know, it might be something that you just have to work your business. It's an online business. So when you're done at the salon at the end of the day, you go home and follow up with your customers, send them a shopping cart of Monat, and work it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it completely.
How much is it?
There's a bunch of different scenarios that you can
How
go.
much are we paying for
Okay.
this?
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Anybody else, you
I would
guys?
not warranty, but they got it from RC Willie's. How much?
I'm going to mute all, and if you have a question, unmute yourself. But otherwise, I'm going to try to read all of these. Holy Hannah, I need a secretary.
Jen, don't end meeting, because once you end meeting, unless you save the chat, it goes away.
Oh, okay.
So you can go down into there should be, oh, I can't remember where it's at, but there's the 3 little buttons underneath, and it says save chat at the bottom of the chat.
At the bottom of the chat. Okay.
Right. Do you see where it says save chat?
No.
Hold on. I got it. Chat saved.
Yeah.
So when you're typing back in the chat box, where it says everyone or somebody privately, if you scroll over to the right, there's 3 little dots.
I'm not seeing it on my computer. Oh, here. Save chat. There we go. I just saved it. Okay. If you guys have any questions, if you do, just pop on really quick. Otherwise, I'm going to end this. And I want to see you guys committed. I want to see you fly. I want you to leverage your downtime. Anybody have a question? No? We're good? You guys, get to work. Let's go. Let's do this. All right? All right. Thanks for popping on. Bye-bye.